You step into a supply closet, just like you've done 100 times before, but this time the floor isn't there. You fall, not far, but long enough to feel your stomach in your throat. When you hit the ground, your first instinct is to scream, but no one hears it. You look up, expecting ceiling tiles. Instead, you see yellow-stained wallpaper, flickering fluorescent lights, and walls that go on forever. The carpet beneath you is moist. The air smells like mildew and rot. Something buzzes overhead. Something else moves in the distance. Yet, you've just clipped out of reality. Welcome to the Backrooms. I'm Andrew Stonerock, and this is Legends Untold. And today, we're diving into the Backrooms. So, go grab yourself something to drink, get yourself some snacks, maybe some Reese's Cups. There's popcorn, Skittles, whatever you fancy, gummies, Sour Patch Kids for me personally. And come hang out with me while we talk about the Backrooms, which is probably the best in analog horror. Let's get into it. Part 1, The Origins. Third test, July 2nd, 1988. So what we're doing here, we are going over this in chronological order, not necessarily the order of the videos. I am going to link Kane Pixels in the description. He is the one who originally created this universe, this Backrooms universe, and his videos on it are just like S tier, just like the best thing in analog horror right now. So I will link that down below. What I'm basically doing is summarizing and going over it and kind of adding my opinion on things as we go. So this is what we're doing. We're starting in chronological order. Third test, July 2nd, 1988. The story begins with science, or at least what once looked like science. In summer of 1988, a research group known as Async conducted a series of experiments and dimensional travel. In a secure underground lab, they activated a low-proximity magnetic distortion system. It worked too well. A gateway formed in a concrete wall. The scientists watched as a silent breach in reality opened, revealing a yellow room, peeling wallpaper, fluorescent lights, and an impossible empty space on the other side. This was the first confirmed access point to what we now call the Backrooms. Instead of sealing it, Async decided to exploit it, advertising it as a potential solution to America's growing storage and housing crisis. They had no idea what they were playing with. Part 2. Exploration begins. First contact and mapping operations, 1989 and 1990. Async sent researchers into the newly accessible dimension. They found it wasn't just one room, it was an endless maze. The walls shifted, entire hallways disappeared, stairways appeared where none had been. The deeper they went, the less reality made sense. One research team body cam footage showed impossible architecture, shadows without sources, and strange movement in the distance. One team member fell into a pit, landing in a level filled with floating structures, darkness, and something moving below. They never came back. And they weren't the only ones. Part 3. Autopsy report. What the Backrooms do to you. When Async recovered a body from within the threshold, they performed an autopsy. The results were horrific. The corpse exhibited rapid tissue decay, organ liquefaction, and an unknown crystalline growth throughout the body. The man had only been missing for a few hours, yet the decay was consistent with weeks of exposure. Whatever lives in the Backrooms corrupts. Part 4. Backrooms found footage, 1996. In 1996, a young filmmaker and his friends were shooting a short film. During one take, he stepped backwards and fell straight into the Backrooms. His handheld camera kept rolling. For nearly 9 minutes, we watch him navigate level 0, endless yellow corridors, buzzing lights, and no exits. He hears something, then he sees it. A faceless humanoid entity lurching through the hallways. He runs, but the space itself twists and rearranges around him. Eventually, he falls again, this time into darkness. His body was never found. His camera also clips back into reality and falls through space and then tumbles back down onto Earth. Part 5. Async goes public. Informational video and presentation. They released an internal training video boasting about the Backrooms as the next revolution in storage and infrastructure. In official documentation, they refer to it as Project KV-31. In a later presentation, Async executives lobby for government funding, presenting the Backrooms as a limitless frontier. Behind the glossy optimism, dozens of missing persons, unexplained injuries, and recurring equipment failures. They were losing control and lying about it. Part 6. The entities appear. Motion detected. In one chilling moment, captured on a security camera, Async's threshold activates on its own. A humanoid figure, partially decayed, shrouded in darkness, walks out of the Backrooms and into the facility. It doesn't run, it doesn't attack, it simply walks and wonders. What came back wasn't the man who left. It wasn't a man at all. Part 7. The system collapses, overflow, and pitfalls. Async's breach became unstable. In overflow, we see alarms blaring, lights falling, and the system teetering on the edge of collapse. The threshold is no longer a door, it's a wound in space. Meanwhile, pitfalls shows researchers navigating new levels far beyond level 0. One falls through a hole into something alive, pulsing, wrong. He's dragged into the shadows. Async covers it up. Part 8. Missing persons. With more and more test subjects disappearing, the human cost could no longer be hidden. Missing persons reveals a growing list of people, researchers, civilians, and those lost without a trace. Theory. The Backrooms doesn't kill you, it absorbs you, transforms you, and sometimes sends you back. Part 9. The Backrooms go viral. Pulp culture explosion 2022 and 2024. When Kane Pixel's videos started gaining traction, the Backrooms went from horror short to global phenomenon. It inspired a wave of video games. Escape the Backrooms, a co-op survival experience that mirrors Kane Pixel's horror. The Backrooms, 1998, a found footage horror sim where the game listens to your microphone, scream, and the creature hears you. Roblox Backrooms games. Dozens of kid-friendly and not-so-friendly simulations emerged, turning level 0 into a digital sandbox. Let me just say, I don't like Roblox. I know there's a lot of controversy about, PDF files and Minecraft, but a lot of them hang out in Roblox. Roblox to me is way too accessible. Just like Minecraft, it's way too accessible for young kids. I've seen things where young kids are imitating grown-up activities within Roblox, and it's not welcome in my house. My daughter has been banned from Roblox, and she plays with Minecraft, but she's not allowed online with it. There's no access on any of her devices for the internet. It's also set to where whenever she requests to download something on one of her tablets, that it gets sent to her mother and I via email before she can download it. So we have to okay it. But games like these, I don't like for small children, just because of just lurkers out there. You got to protect your kids, number one. So I'm not a fan of Roblox or Minecraft for young children, but Minecraft is a huge thing for young children. So just monitor, I guess, is the key word here. Monitor. Anyways, outside of that, on YouTube and Twitch, Jacksepticeye, Multiplier, Coryax Kenshin, and 8-Bit Ryan brought the Backrooms to million through playthroughs, reactions, and breakdowns. I first became aware of the Backrooms through Eddie from The Boys. He has a video series on, I think it's Sauce Eddie, his second channel, where he was going over all the Backrooms videos as they were coming out, and I was hooked after that. Game Theory explored its dimensional physics and timeline. Good old Matt Pat. You got to leave it to Matt Pat to dig through literally everything to get every little drop of lore out of it. Matt Pat, also an Ohio native, hell of a guy, one of the nicest guys you will ever meet. I took his advice when I started posting what has become my normal content to this channel. He said, if I were going to start YouTube in 2024, he's I would start by posting 5 videos on the first day. And that's exactly what I did. 5 videos on the first day. And then I did 1 every day after that, because that was his next step. And I went from 30 subs to 120 subs in like 10 days. 2 weeks technically, but it was more like 10 days. So Matt Pat, he knows his stuff. He knows YouTube better than probably anybody, honestly, in my opinion, but that's just me. Nexpo, Wendigoon, and Nightmind deconstructed Kane Pixel's world in long-form horror analysis. You gotta love Wendigoon as well. I'm a big fan of Wendigoon. This channel borrows a lot from Wendigoon. He's big inspiration. On TikTok and Instagram, liminal horror flooded the platform. Short clips of parking lots, stairwells, and empty schools with eerie music and captions. You've been here before, haven't you? The Backrooms became more than a story. It became a genre. Part 10. The deeper meaning. Why does this resonate so deeply? Because the Backrooms tap into a modern kind of fear. The fear of being forgotten or slipping through the cracks of places that look familiar but aren't. The nostalgia turned toxic. Kane Pixels gave shape to something that was already lurking in our subconscious. Those dead office buildings, flickering lights, empty malls, or school hallways after hours. Places that feel off. Backrooms make the mundane terrifying. And worst of all, you might already be in them. The next time you walk into a room and forget why you're there, the next time the hallway looks longer than you remember, or the lights flicker overhead and no one else notices, maybe you've already started to slip. My name is Andrew. This has been Legends Untold. Let me know down below what you think of the Backrooms. I absolutely love the Backrooms. I think it's one of the greatest. I call it analog horror. I guess it's liminal space horror, whatever. To me, all the Kane Pixels videos have this cool analog filter over them, so I call them analog horror. I'm not sure if that's the right word for it, but that's the word I've always used to describe it. Anyways, let me know down below what you think of the Backrooms or analog horror in general. Leave me a comment, like, comment, subscribe. What the fuck? That whole thing. If you want to support the channel, there's a merch bar down below. You can always go buy some dope merch. There's also a PayPal link down in the bio. It says tip me, or you can tip me here, or something like that. It's also up in the bio. You can always buy me an energy drink through that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you have a good day, and I will catch you next time. Peace out.
Misty hallways with buzzing lights, lost in the labyrinth on endless flights. Beware the wailing, be sure to hide. If this is the end, then I will stay inside. Confined, watch the light unfold. Watch it burn, watch it crumble, watch it all. I see light, lighting up the rooms, and I see lights. It's lighting up the rooms, and I see light. It's lighting up the rooms, and I see light. It's lighting up the rooms. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. Watch the light unfold, watch it burn, watch it crumble, watch it all. I see lights, lighting up the rooms, and I see lights. It's lighting up the rooms, and I see light, lighting up the rooms. And I see lights, it's lighting up the rooms, and I see lights. It's lighting up the rooms, and I see lights. It's lighting up the rooms. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. I'll call out. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out. And if the backrooms crash down, I'll call out.